Howdy y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's K Fiercine, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about things we know about the Elderwoods, not data mined. So if you enjoy paleo content, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out, and give this video a thumbs up. And if you want to help even more further than that, you can also click that join button down there. I really appreciate it. And but without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So as I said before, these are things that have been put into the actual game that we play. I have not looked into any data mine things, and I have avoided any sort of spoilers. So today's episode is just talking about things that Singularity 6 have already snuck into the game that you yourself can or had the chance of to see in game, okay? So now let me know down in the comments what stuff you're excited for, and if you have noticed anything that I have not. And do not include anything data mined. I want to try to keep this comment as data mine free as possible. So if you know things that we don't because you've looked at the data mine stuff, then, just kindly, not post it. I appreciate it. Now, with that introduction underway, let's go ahead and start talking about it. So the first thing I want to talk about is, obviously, we're going to go ahead and talk about Tamala, because as I mentioned in one of my most recent videos, she did gain this new R button or store button. So if you want to go more into detail on what I think alchemy might be in this one, I did a whole video talking about potential things about alchemy. But I did want to mention the fact that yes, we do know alchemy should be coming, because Tamala's getting a guild store, and obviously she's an alchemist, so we know that we're getting alchemy and the guild store. Now, going back onto our plot, I do want to talk about this, because back in June for Father's Day, Badru was supposed to send us cabbage, and instead of them sending us cabbage, Singularity 6 accidentally sent us lettuce. Now, why would they have lettuce back in June if it wasn't planning on being released into the Elderwoods? So I did put this in here, as I am pretty sure that we're going to be using lettuce in the Elderwoods, and it's going to be a new vegetable that we're going to be able to use, as you can see here. Now, on the same note of new crops and vegetables, I don't know how many of y'all have actually went to your seed makers, but if you go over to your seed maker and you come over here and you go all the way down to the bottom, you will see there is a new seed called pumpkin seeds. And it yields a crop of pumpkins after carefully watching watering boosts star quality. It's an uncommon seed. It takes 9 days to harvest, but as you see, we don't have one pumpkin that it requires to make one seed. At the moment, it's just 1 for 1. I do believe that is probably going to change, and we'll probably get, unless we get multiple pumpkins per harvest, which is a good possibility. But it does look like we are also getting pumpkin seeds. So we know we're getting pumpkins, and we're most likely probably getting lettuce alongside each other, which I'm super excited for. I think both are great options. And now, one of the other things I want to mention is a couple of months ago, I think it was actually back in January, when they released the new bee outfit, Singularity 6 sent us an item that we couldn't put into storage, but we could uniquely put into storage. And for those of us who held on to it, we have the honey. And the one thing about honey is it now says gatherable, and as you can see, the tab I am under in my storage, I am under the foraging tab. So it's, I mean, there's a little bit speculation. But, I mean, it's pretty easy to speculate that, yeah, we're going to be getting honey as a forageable item in the Elderwood. So it looks like we're not going to be beekeeping on this plot. We're not going to be owning bees, at least yet. But it does look like honey is going to be a forageable item in the Elderwood. So since there's a lot of trees, it'll probably spawn on a tree or something. And you'll probably have to collect it. Maybe you'll be in like a stump or a cave. I don't know. Or probably not in a cave, but you know what I mean. But at any rate, so we know that honey is going to be a forageable item. Now that are all of the things that are like for sure stuff that they put in the game that we've seen. But I do want to leave this video on an honorable mention. As you can see over here, going down the bundles hallway, you can see where that door once was, and now the door's no longer there, and a hallway opened up, and at the end of the hallway, there's another door. This opened up in the last couple of patches as well, I think 2 patches ago. And, so, you know, now putting on my little tinfoil hat and just giving a little theory. I'm pretty sure that you're going to have to complete the bundles in order to get to the Elderwoods. Yes, I do think there's going to be an entrance from the Elderwoods through Bahari, but I think that door might be locked until your character unlocks it. Just a theory. And the only initial way to get into the Elderwoods is going to be through the temple and completing the bundles to open up that next door. But that one, that's just a little bit of you know that word. Anyway, you know, that's just a little bit of guessing over here. But, you know, that did open up recently, so it's pretty safe to assume it's probably going to go hand in hand with the Elderwoods. Now, as I said, this is not including anything within the data mine. If you have seen anything else in-game that I might have missed, please let me know. I'm always keeping my eyes open. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of just, you know, touch ground, talk about some of this, you know, get us a bit more excited for the Elderwoods and all the stuff coming. So, I guess I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye!